Hello, welcome to JenPenCreations. I'm Jen. Today, I want to talk about being a people pleaser. I am one. Self-proclaimed. I know that I am. That's how I've been my whole life. Actually, I've recently realized that that's what I am. Now, knowing that, when you find out and realize that you are a people pleaser, what do you do about it? Is it a bad thing to be a people pleaser? Is it terrible? Is it horrible? Is it a good thing to be a people pleaser? Is it like one of the better ways to be in this world? I don't know. But I watched a video. I watch a whole lot of like lifestyle and self-help kind of weird therapist videos and stuff. Just normal everyday people like me just talking about life and what they've experienced and how they've experienced it. And one of my favorite creators, her name is Sheila, and she said, "The audience you perform for never bought tickets to the show." And that resonated with me. And that was when I realized what that statement meant for me in my life. I can't really recall exactly what her whole episode was about when she said that. If you want to check her out, she's fantastic, and her YouTube channel is called Laugh Lines and Life Lessons. And her name is Sheila, and she is fantastic. Go check her out and see if you enjoy that kind of content too. I just think that her content is cool. I think she's cool. I think her content's cool. And if you like my content, you might like hers too. But she said that, and that just hit me hard. I want to talk about that, being a people pleaser and the audience that never bought tickets to the show you've been performing at your whole life. I want to talk about that today, so stay with me and I'll get right to it. Why did those words resonate with me so much? Like, why did it hit me so hard? I realized that phrase, regardless of what she was meaning when she said it, which, I mean, she could have, I can't even remember what the whole video was about. She could have been meaning exactly what I'm saying here about being a people pleaser. She talked about a lot of that stuff in the workplace. So she could have been talking about being a people pleaser at work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will do anything, sir, to keep my job and all that stuff. That's being a people pleaser. And I realized in that moment that that's what I am. And that's what I've been my whole life. In like every aspect of my life, that's who I am. I'm a people pleaser. So I was trying to think about this. Is there a good side to this? Because everybody talks about being a people pleaser as it's just a terrible thing because you need to be true to you and who you are. But where does empathy fall in there? Like, empathy is feeling for people around you, where you don't just feel for yourself. You also feel for others around you, and you can put yourself in their shoes and realize and understand where they're coming from when they are having a hard time in life or with anything or whatever. That's what empathy is. Empathy is being able to step out of yourself and do for somebody else, or at least feel for somebody else's situation. And I feel like, there's time and place for everything, right? So wouldn't it be like there would be a time and place to be a people pleaser, and a time and place to be a all about me person? I mean, and I do know that it's not like all or nothing. There is like a medium there. There is definitely a medium ground that I don't want to miss out on here. And that's actually where I'm trying to go with this, is like, where is the medium ground here? Where we can be somewhat of a people pleaser while still holding on to who we are. So I wrote down a list of pros and cons of being a people pleaser. Now, these are just things, I didn't go online, I didn't talk to AI. Actually, I haven't even downloaded any kind of AI. The only AI I've ever used is a Google search, because Google makes you use an AI, which irritates me because the AI comes up with weird stuff sometimes and it doesn't make sense. And I'd rather just be led to the best website. I don't know about you, but I liked the old school way. I understand AI is coming. AI is here. I get it. AI is here. But I didn't use that. This pros and cons list is all just stupid shit out of my brain that I believe, me personally, I believe these are pros and cons to my being a people pleaser. Okay. So I think that empathy, definitely, that's on my list of pros. Is that being a people pleaser, you have a tendency to have a bit more empathy towards other people than the regular person who's not a people pleaser, who knows how to set boundaries and healthy, relationships and stuff. Part of the cons is a codependent relationship. I realize that sometimes I have my emotional stability relying on me being able to please somebody. It's hard to explain. I'm not sure exactly how to put that into other words, but I feel like when I do something that I believe is making the person I'm trying to please very happy, it makes me very happy. So I think that there is like a codependent relationship, and I've grown to depend on that emotional support. Or I don't know if I see it as a support type, like something like an emotional crutch for me. I don't know. I've tried to step outside of myself to see what the pros and cons of this are, and it made me think of things in a really weird way, and I'm having a hard time putting them into words. But I think that codependency there for that emotional fulfillment that I'm getting out of being a people pleaser and making other people happy is most likely a con. It's a downside because I need to make myself feel that way instead of letting me doing things for other people make me feel that way. I don't know. I'm working on it. That's where it's at. I'm working on it. That's definitely one of the cons on my list, is that codependency. So we've got empathy, but empathy is also on the other side of the codependency. It's kind of a two-way street there. You feel for other people so you can put yourself in their position and understand where they're coming from in their situations, but wanting to help them solve that situation, and that is an emotional gratitude that we're seeking and trying to get. So what I realized I need to do is I need to step back and find out if this person that I'm trying to please and help in this way really needs my help. That's something I'm definitely working on. I have that issue, and I see it every time I do it. I recognize it, and I'm working on it. I also feel like I lose myself. I've lost myself a lot when I was younger, trying to please other people and be like other people so that I can be seen like them, I guess. I don't know why we try to be other people. It's really strange. It's like we see our peers and we don't see ourselves the same way. So we try to build ourselves up there, and we end up losing who we are in that process of trying to please them and make them our friend and be a part of that group and clique and whatever. Like, I remember all of that stuff. That's what leads kids to do things, questionable things, that they normally wouldn't do, except they're trying to become accepted by the in crowd, or who they see as the cool crowd, you know? So, I know that I did that a lot as a kid. I know I did, because I didn't feel like I was very awesome as me. I didn't have very good self-esteem with who I was, so I tried to please everybody around me to be a part of their clique and their group so that I was perceived like them instead of like me. But I also think that me being a people pleaser and me having that empathy for other people makes me a good friend to be around. I know I did a video on being a bad friend, and I still hold that true, but that's a totally different aspect. Like, I have friends who can deal with and handle the fact that I don't get back to people often. I get stuck in my own shit going on in my life, and right now I've been very stressed out the last 2.5 weeks or so. And it has shown in the fact that I haven't posted anything on YouTube, and I haven't been talking to my friends and stuff. I just need time to collect me and get back into a good headspace so that I am a good person to talk to on the phone. And I have the bestest, amazing friends that hold me dear even though I do that. And I believe that it's because I'm a very good friend. Being a people pleaser and having that empathy that kind of sort of comes with that makes me a good friend. In the very long run, in the grand scheme of things, I will never screw you over. I love you so much with my whole fucking heart. And I love the fact that I can have my mental weirdness that I have and still have my bestest friends in the whole world. That is something that I treasure, because I know I have lost a lot of friends because I'm a quote unquote bad friend, because I don't get back to people quite fast. I just know that deep down in the long scheme of things, that me being a people pleaser helps me be a good friend in the grand scheme of being someone's friend. If you're willing to accept me the way I am and my really weird mental craziness that I have, I am willing to be a very good friend for you. I mean, that's who I am. So on top of being good friends, I also believe that people pleasers are very reliable. We are the people that everybody calls when something blows up in their life. They're like, oh my God, this is the person who's going to help me. Because I've done everything to bend over backwards to please you and make you happy and be my friend. I'm usually there if I can be there. Now, recently, since I've realized how much of a people pleaser I am, I have been learning how to say no to things that I just really don't have time or the mental capacity for. And I've learned that I don't need to be overdoing it for one person when I have me that I also need to take care of, and the other people that aren't overtaxing me. And I've lost friends because of that, because I've said no since realizing how much of a people pleaser I am. Because you don't want to go into that whole losing yourself cycle. A lot of people pleasing makes us feel like we're very unaccomplished in this world. Like we haven't done anything. We haven't accomplished anything. Our lives haven't accomplished anything for us. We've been doing it for everybody else. We have been doing nothing for us. So when we do finally take time to do something for us, we feel like we're really far behind and we feel very unaccomplished, and it kind of makes us feel a little not ready to do anything. I don't know. That's where I feel. I feel unaccomplished. I feel like I've been doing for everybody else for so long that I've done nothing for me. And I mean, I'm starting to come to terms with how to fix that. I'm trying to fix that in my life while still trying to be there for everybody else. It's hard. There comes a time where you feel like you need more balance. But sometimes balance isn't going to come, and you just have to deal with the punches as they're thrown. So I know that there are a whole lot of cons to being a people pleaser. I did find some pros to it. However, the cons in this situation, in my personal experience, I feel like the cons outweigh the pros. I need to hold on to those pros and what makes them good, because having empathy for people and being a good friend and being reliable and being the person that everybody knows that they can count on is a good thing. Those are good things. We need to hold those. We need to keep those. But we need to change the behaviors that make us codependent, that make us feel unaccomplished, that make us feel like we're doing nothing for us and our future, and we're doing everything for everybody else and their future. Like, yes, everybody else's future matters too, but so does yours. And so does mine. Our futures matter. So don't lose yourself being codependent. Try to gain your identity back. Quit performing for a bunch of people who didn't buy tickets to your show. They don't even care. They're not even there for that. A lot of the times we're people pleasing for people who don't deserve it and don't care. So, go out there today, do something to find yourself again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.